Hello, my name is Teresa Price, and the speech I intend to evaluate is President Barack Obama's Democratic Convention speech in 2004. Before this speech was given, basically, President Barack Obama was just a Democratic Senate candidate from Illinois. No one really knew who he was, and by the end of the speech, he had won over the audience, basically by his tone of the speech and all of the things he did during the speech. He basically won over the audience and won the election as well. I think the main 3 points he makes in the speech is basically rallying his base that is growing weary of feeling like they are in a sinking ship that has taken direct hits from multiple attackers. He lets the audience know throughout his speech from the beginning to the end that we are all equal. He does direct relations, basically. He tells his story that basically lets people know that he's a person too. He's not just a candidate for presidency. He's actually a person who goes through struggles, who's worked hard to get to where he's at, as well as his family has worked hard to get where they're at. And I believe the third point is he would like to renew America's faith that hope and change will basically be near if he's basically elected for presidency. He used many different public speaking techniques throughout his speech. I'd say the first I noticed was basically opening up and relating to the audience. In the beginning of his speech, he directly relates to the audience. He directly goes in and states about his family growing up in Chicago, where he's from, his heritage, what his name means, that he has an African name, how hard his grandparents worked, how hard his parents worked to give him a good education. He basically relates to the audience because all these people are American people as well as the South, and he captures them in to know that he's here for change and he's here to hear them, and he's not just here to just be a president candidate. I think he invoked a lot of emotions in the audience in the speech as well. Mainly emotions on like healthcare and things of that nature. He basically states how people don't have healthcare. People have to choose between their medicines for their children or their rent for that month. And I think if he's speaking of things of that nature and trying to help people of that nature, they're gonna relate to him more because he's actually caring about their personal everyday to day struggles. And every time he does say something of that matter, the audience reacts by applauding and cheering for him. So obviously they are definitely in tune with what he's saying and appreciative of what he's saying. I think the audience in this speech were greatly affected by his speech. This speech really put him on the map and put who he was out there, and basically in the long run got him elected, for instance. I think the speech was an impact on me. I just like his techniques of how he was able to draw in the audience. I love how he's charismatic and can walk throughout the stage and use his hands in different methods and motions just to draw the audience in. He approached the entire audience. He looked at each section of the audience. He didn't just stand in one spot. He didn't just stand behind the podium. He actually went throughout the entire speech and basically addressed the entire audience on what he would like to do. According to David Bernstein, the speech was the eloquent and well-argued talk, hit all Democratic buttons, and the radio waivers showcased Obama's trademark baritone, deep in pitch, authoritative, and reassuring in tone. I think this speech was a great speech, and that's really it. Thank you. Bye.